Hello everybody. I want to take a few moments here to just thank you for thank you all for coming, taking time out of your busy schedules to listen to me throw words in the air with my mouth. And hopefully it's not too much hot air for you all. But I wanted us to get together here for 5 to 10 minutes and talk about some things, at least from our IT perspective. Now, I know that we've been, as a company, looking for ways to streamline some of the infrastructure here and save some money and kind of make things a little smoother. So I wanted to take some time and go over something that the IT department has been looking to pitch to you today. And before we get into exactly what that is, I wanted to go over a few things. Most likely, firstly, talk about our current infrastructure. Okay, first off, welcome. Our current infrastructure is comprised of desktops, laptops, these guys, and tablets, which I sadly do not have because mine is in the shop for repair. What does that mean for us? Well, our company is growing and we are quickly becoming more of a mobile-based computing entity, and which this mobile-based approach requires that we have the technology and the capability to allow our employees to function in the real world, wherever that may be. Okay? And that means that we have to offer them desktops, laptops, smartphones, and tablets. Okay? This hardware is unfortunately becoming more and more expensive to run. Hardware requires upkeep. Desktops and laptops have hard drives in them. Even the tablets, even some of the older smartphones have little hard drives. These all require maintenance, upkeep, backups. Laptops require external backups to prevent them, from the catastrophic hardware failures. From a cost standpoint, these devices cost anywhere from $500 to $2,000 a piece. Our current model laptops are around $500 to $700. Our current desktops are $8 to $12. Okay, now that's the hardware. If there's a catastrophic failure, now you're looking at a data restoration solution. Okay, so companies such as OnTrack or Gilware, which is based out of Madison, Wisconsin. That can range anywhere from $700 to $2,000 for a data recovery off of a failed hard drive. Okay, all this costs money. So what we'd like to talk to you a little bit about, and before I go further, I don't want to get ahead of myself. And there we go. This is something that I pulled up off the internet, okay? Now, according to this, if you look at this pie chart, there are 6 major causes of data loss. Now, if you look at this slide, what should stand out is of all these causes, of all 6 of these instances of data loss, over 40% is hardware failure. Something to think about. Okay, so as a company, how can we provide a robust experience across multiple platforms for multiple employees anywhere in the world? Okay, that solution is VDI. Okay, some of you know what VDI stands for. I will assume you don't. VDI is Virtual Desktop Infrastructure. Okay, now you're asking yourself, well, what's that? Okay, well, with traditional computing, you have a desktop, or in this case, a laptop. It has a hard drive. This requires an operating system. Okay, it also requires an Office software package to run. You need this for every machine we have here. With VDI, everything is virtual. The end user logs on, gets a desktop, sees his software, can open up his email, can get into a network drive, can open a spreadsheet, do a report, etc. It looks and feels and acts just like this. Okay? What's the benefit? Well, from a hardware standpoint, as I said before, you're talking $500 to $2,000 for existing hardware. We can replace that hardware with thin client devices, desktop thin clients and mobile thin clients. Those range from $300 to $500. You're saving a substantial amount of money, okay? Even just as important as the hardware is the software side of things. Now, I'm sure that there isn't a person in the room or a person watching this video that hasn't had a compatibility issue with a piece of software. I'm running this presentation, however small, on Office 365, okay? Microsoft has a nasty habit of coming out with new versions of its software, and those new versions have a nasty habit of not being backwards compatible. How many times have you gone and had your Office suite upgraded to the latest version, only to find out you can't open up either a Excel spreadsheet or Access database that was created 10 years ago? Okay, software compatibility, it's not just with different versions of software, but it's with different types of devices. This laptop can run software this phone cannot, and vice versa. Completely different platforms. Same thing with tablets. Even desktops and laptops have software conflicts. Well, with VDI, say you have a finicky application that's an older app, maybe run in-house, you can package that application or the software rather, or the, let's say it's a spreadsheet. You can package that spreadsheet to open a specific version of Office, and you can push that to your end users through Citrix Receiver, VMware vSphere, etc. Even Hyper-V with the Microsoft is their version of it. Now, when Sue in accounting needs to open up a database to input numbers and figures, she can log in, she can launch that application from a startup menu, and she has access to it. It runs the way it's supposed to. She can print it out, she can save it to a network drive. Okay, not only is the software compatibility, but the software security is all streamlined because it's all virtual. Everything is in the virtual environment, okay? Which brings another side of things is the cost. This laptop runs an operating system. It requires a license for that operating system. This one has Windows 7. It has a license for that. The operating system also has a license, even though mine can't talk to the licensing server, so you might see a unlicensed product on the top, which is example reason 500. So you have to do this with every machine. Well, that comes at a cost. So say you have 150 machines, operating systems are $200 a piece, you do the math. With VDI, you have volume licensing because everything's virtualized and running from a data center. There's a significant savings in doing this. In fact, Microsoft encourages you to do this. Okay? Now, all these, both hardware benefits and the software benefits are plenty, especially when you're looking at larger infrastructures. But there's two other things that are just upmost, and I think would really apply to us and really intrigue you all, because you're going to be flipping the bill for this, is the efficiency and the security. Okay, from an efficiency standpoint, when you're running a traditional in-house not network, but a traditional IT infrastructure, network included, okay, we have to manage every computer, every internal computer, every external computer, okay? We have to push updates to every machine on the domain, whether they're here or they're logged in the VPN somewhere. We either have to push that through WSYS, we have to push that through group policy, And with our Salesforce and our remote people, if they're not logged in the VPN, they're not getting that policy. They're not getting those updates. Those machines can be vulnerable. They could be in dire need of software patches that they're not going to get because they're simply not here. With VDI and virtualization, you don't have to worry about that. Everything is already patched. Okay? You can think of it this way. One major image fanned out across every user. They all get the same image, the latest image, all patched and ready to go. All the kids come along for the ride and the whole family goes out in a blaze of glory. Okay? Efficiency is a beautiful thing. Not only is it efficiency to monitor it, everything is centralized. Everything is going to be in our data center. No more do we have remote people out there with remote support. We can do away with field support people because they're now logging into their virtual environments, which are run here, which means we can trim some of the bottom line from our support models. We don't need to have 100 people anymore to sit here and support all of the people because it's all virtualized. Okay, all this is great. You've got efficiency, you have compatibility, you have hardware savings and cross-platform issue elimination, but the single most thing, okay, the single most important aspect of this entire idea is security. We don't have to worry about Joe Salesman in Tampa with his laptop, with his data. You know, he throws it in the car and he goes to Disney World for the day. We don't have to worry about that laptop and his car getting broken into and that machine being stolen. Excuse me, and vital data being, compromised. Nothing. The single most benefit of VDI is the simple fact that nothing is stored on the machines. Everything is at the data center. And that communication between the laptop or the phone, I run Citrix on my phone. If I need to get to my data, I can get it to it anywhere in the world. That communication is secure, okay? We're looking at using what's called SSL, or secure socket layer, for the communications between the receiver portion and the data centers. So it's entirely encrypted. It does away with the need for VPN, okay? All that data, nothing is stored locally. So your laptop gets stolen, your phone gets destroyed, you drop it in a lake. We replace the machine, everything's warranted, our lease agreements, you're back up and running. If you really need to, you could use your home. We can bring in ideas such as bring your own device, which is not a bad idea. We can have employees or remote salespeople, we can give them incentives to buy their own equipment, stuff that they would rather have. And they can still log into Citrix, they can install Citrix receiver, they can log into their virtual desktops, and they can get their work done, okay? The days of the desktop are vastly approaching its sunset. And we really need to start to look at the benefits of this technology and begin to implement them to just increase our overall workflow, okay? So just in closing, VDI, virtualization, virtual desktops, virtual software, this lowers the cost of hardware substantially. It creates an efficiently run IT infrastructure. It helps with software compatibility. It helps with hardware cross-compatibility. Most importantly, it's incredibly secure. And we can save money. We can lower the cost of support because we don't need as many people to support the systems. Okay? In short, I want to thank you all for coming. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me or give me a call. Thank you very much.